So today, I'm going to go through exactly how to set up a voice AI caller in VAPI AI, and it's going to be for lawyers. And you're probably wondering, who is this random guy? My name is John Joshin. I've helped over a couple hundred different companies in a multitude of different industries, ranging from real estate to law firms to franchise consultants and many more different industries. And I'm going to show you how to build out this exact voice AI caller for lawyers. So let's just jump straight into it, right? And we're going to take it step by step. And there's multiple different platforms, as you probably know, when setting up these voice AI callers. You're going to use VAPI. You're going to use Go High Level if you're using High Level as a CRM. You're going to use Make.com. You need to use Twilio, right? And we're going to take each one step by step. So the first one that we're going to set up is the actual VAPI caller. So let's go straight into that aspect of it, right? And I mean, we can create the assistant. That's the simple part, right? So we're going to call this law firm YouTube test, right? And we're going to go and create the assistant. So now that we have the assistant created, we want to optimize the assistant. So personally, I like a couple different voices. But if we want to check out the different voices, we're going to go to community, voice library, and then we want to search up one. There's one that I've been told is really good. It's called Hope, right? So it's this one right here.
Hey there. I was wondering if you're looking for a natural...
So let's use this one. We're going to copy that 11 Labs voice. We're going to go into voice, change this to 11 Labs, add voice ID manually, paste it in. And then we want to optimize for latency. So we're going to use the Flash v2.5 and we're going to publish that. And there we go. So now we have that one. Pretty decent latency so far, right? And for this GPT 4.0 latest cluster, this will work. Cool. Publish that. I think there's one that could be faster. No, let's use that for now. That works. And then transcriber, deepagram, language is English. Since we're just doing English, we'll just keep it Nova 3. That's totally cool. There we go. So let's go with that. And then we go to tools. We have nothing for tools yet. We're going to create a tool later. But let's go into the models and build out the prompt. So at the start, we always wanted to say, hello, is this, let's call it name, and we'll add in the name function. Publish that. The next part, we have actually a prompt builder itself, right? So if I go to sites, then I go to forms, I go to builder, set up account form. So with this, once I submit this form, it's actually going to write our prompts for us. So it's going to write a new leads prompt to call on all the new leads. It's going to write a no-show prompt to follow up on all the no-shows. And it's also going to do a reactivation prompt to reactivate all the old leads. So if I hit preview, we're going to get the form itself. There we go. Now it pops up. Now we want to put in the information. Let's make it for myself. So my first name is John. My last name is Joshin. Phone number 248-923-4557. Company email. We're just going to do lawfirm@gmail.com. And then let's find a random law firm's website. Law firm near me. There we go. So let's choose this one, for example. So we're going to copy the company name. We're going to paste that in there. Where do they service? Florida. The industry, personal or PI law. Offers 15% off services. Description of services, personal injury law. Review link, we're just going to do the website. So if I go to their website, there we go. Take everything but the source in the URL. There we go, there we go. And we do not do phone call. We do Google Meet and Zoom, and we also do in-person. Our meetings are 20-minute retainer meetings, right? Retainer agreement. And then make.com URL, and then the bearer token. So actually, we did streamline this process a little bit more lately. So make.com and bearer token, we're going to add that in later. It's not going to be required, so we're going to just click update subaccount. And there we go. So now we just got to wait a second. So look at that. Looks like our AI actually built a prompt completely for us, right? So if I click on this one, the no-show just popped in, but this one is the new leads prompt. So if I go here, copy this entire thing, it's going to have the prompt done for us, right? So if I just paste that in there we go. It just made the prompt, right? So let's see what actually happens in this. It's going to say, hello, is this name? Customer reply. And the goal is to introduce yourself as Linda from this company and ask the name of the person you're speaking with. We probably want to change that and ask, let's see, how they are doing today. There we go. And then thank them by name, mention that they recently reached out about personal injury law services, and ask if that sounds familiar, right? Right here is going to objection handle a little bit, and the goal is to understand their needs. Ask them to share about what exactly happened, why they contact us, understand their story a little bit more, right? Explain about the process. The goal is to do a 20-minute retainer agreement meeting to discuss their case in detail and outline how you, as in us, the company, can actually help them, right? From there, then we want to offer flexible meeting options. So say, hey, do you want an online meeting via Zoom or Google Meet, or do you want to do an in-person visit at our office, right? And then schedule the actual appointment, right? And then offer specific times and use the Get Calendar Available Times tool, right? For this part, we can probably just remove that. And we want to do 6, 7, 8. And just like that, the prompt is built out. So I'm going to save that. And there we go. We got the VAPI part pretty much 100% done. So now what we're essentially doing is creating the tools in VAPI, right? So if I go to tool document, it's going to actually give us the exact tools that we need. So if I go back into VAPI and I'm going to go to tools, create tool, we're going to create a function. We're going to name this Get Calendar Available Times. And then this is the body of the tool. So I'm going to copy that, paste that into the body. And then we also need to add a parameter. So this parameter is selected slot. We're going to take that, paste it right there, copy that. There we go. And then we just created the tool. Now we need to go into the assistants, go to the tools, add the assistant, paste, publish. There we go. So now the AI caller is set up in the VAPI aspect of it, right? Now VAPI is only part of the battle, right? The next battle that we need to go against is the make automation. I'm going to create a new scenario. And from here, we want to import it. So I'm going to click on import, choose a file. And we want to choose this blueprint that I have. So this blueprint has the actual booking aspect of it. Now, if I hit save, it's not going to work, right? So I want to go in here. I want to start choosing accounts for everything. And if I just let this load in, we need to choose every single account. So let's start with the GPT accounts. So I'm going to save absolutely all of these GPT actions, right? So save. Now the next one, we want to save that. And I'm not going to bore you guys, so I'm going to pause this and let you know when I'm done. Okay, cool. So I got that done. All the GPTs are essentially activated. The next one is the Open API key, right? So what we want to do is we want to choose a random one. Right there. Choose a key, random one. These keys don't really matter that much. Just save, right? There's no username and there's no passwords associated with these keys, so it doesn't actually impact anything. Now, if there was a username or password, then yes, it would. But in this scenario, it doesn't matter at all, right? So those are good to go. The next part is actually activating the tools and selecting the calendar ID and actual location ID. So let's actually do that. So if I go in here, we're going to go and we're going to go into settings and business profile. We have location ID. So I want to go into here, and we have location ID right there. We're going to paste that in and save. Right, we need location ID for this one too. Location ID is right there. Paste. Location ID is also right here. Paste. And then location ID is also right here. Paste. Now, the next thing we need is a calendar ID. So if I go into calendars, which is right here, we're going to choose the associated calendar. So I'm going to copy this one. We want to edit. Make sure there's actually a user assigned to the calendar. So there is. Perfect. So now we need to go into here. We're going to paste in calendar ID, just like that. Just like this one, calendar ID, paste that in. And then these two have a calendar ID right here. So paste that. And then calendar ID is also right there. Paste that. So those are good. And then that is the last one. So now, assuming we did it correct, which is not always right, we should be able to click save. Let's find out. Nope, no hook found. So that hook is actually this. So I'm going to choose a random one, save that. There we go. And now we need to take this URL hook, go into VAPI, go into tools, and we're going to add that to that server URL, save that, and there we go. Now we have it actually hooked up to this server. Now if we turn it on, there we go. Now we have a get available times and actual booking completely set up. So let's test it. Let's test if this actually works. So I go in here, go into here, choose the assistant, and now we want to give this a call. So if I call this, should have the AI pick up. So if I go to 708-607-0082. Now, let's talk to it and see. Yeah, this is him.
Hi, this is Linda from Rubenstein Law Personal Injury Lawyers. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. I noticed that you recently reached out about our personal injury law services. Does that sound familiar?
I think it does. I had a pretty bad hiccup in a car crash the other day, so.
I'm really sorry to hear about your accident. Thanks for sharing that with me. Understanding your situation helps us provide the best support. The process is designed with your convenience in mind. We start with a 20-minute retainer agreement meeting to discuss your case in detail and outline how we can help. Does that sound good to you?
That sounds great.
Great. Do you have any specific questions about how we handle personal injury cases before we go ahead and schedule an appointment?
Can you give me an understanding on your company and what you guys actually do? Like, who even are you? You're a random person calling me.
Of course. Rubenstein Law Personal Injury Lawyers is based in Florida, and we specialize in handling personal injury cases such as car accidents, slip and falls, and other situations where individuals experience injuries due to someone else's negligence. Our goal is to help clients like you navigate their case and get the compensation they deserve. We also offer a 15% discount on our services as part of our commitment to help. If you'd like more details, you can visit our website at https://www.rubensteinlaw.com. That's www.rubensteinlaw.com. And just so you know, all initial consultations with us are free and zero pressure. Does that clear up things a bit?
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. And you said you're doing 15% off right now?
Yes, exactly. We're currently offering a 15% discount on our services to ensure our clients can access quality legal assistance affordably. It's just one way we aim to make a positive difference in your experience. Does this sound like a good time to discuss your situation further?
Absolutely.
Perfect. We offer flexible meeting options, either online via Zoom or Google Meet or an in-person visit. Which would you prefer?
I would prefer a Google Meet. That'd be great.
Great. That's great. I'll send a link for the Google Meet session. Do you have a preferred time zone to ensure the timing works for you?
I'm in Eastern time.
One moment. Okay. Here's the available appointment.
There we go. And this was actually on purpose to show you guys errors and what to do when they happen. So we can see right here, there's an invalid private integration token, right? So what this means is we can't actually access the Go High Level account unless we have the API key. So to get that API key, we're going to go in here and we're going to go into private integrations because that's the error that we saw. Create new, YT video test. I'm going to hit next. Scopes, we want to choose the right scope. So we want view calendars, edit, events, and groups. And we also need contacts. So view contacts, edit contacts, and create. And just like that, we have an API key. So if I X that out, we're going to go into here. We're going to update all of these API keys. So I'm going to paste that in there, just like that, save. We're going to go into here, paste that in, and then save. We want to do the same thing for all of these. Paste that in, save. Then we're going to paste that in and save. And then paste that in, save. Same with this one. Paste that in, save that. And then hopefully the last one, paste that in, save. And just like that, we have all the keys actually updated. And now this right here, because this one is essentially updating the actual time zone of the customer, right? So this is the time slot. In this scenario, we probably don't even need that. We just need the time zone because it's all going to be a local company, right? So I'm going to go in and copy this because this is the selected slot, customer selected time zone. And we want to go into here. And once this loads in, there we go. And then the time zone will always be +1. We're in Eastern, so it's going to be -04. And seeing this makes me think, hey, we need to update the entire automation. So I'm going to delete that. We want to update this one too. So we got to let it load in. And definitely update this. And then save that. But I'm going to go through and update all of these just so I don't bore you guys. I'm going to go in and do it. And just like that, I've updated them. So now I'm going to call it again and test it out. Let's see. So.
Hi, this is Linda from Rubenstein Law Personal Injury Lawyers. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you, Linda?
That's great to hear. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. By the way, I noticed that you recently reached out about personal injury law services. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it does actually.
Wonderful. I'm really glad we can proceed today. Could you share a bit about your personal injury situation or what motivated you to contact us? Your story will help us tailor our support to your needs.
I was just intrigued on what you guys do. I got in a car crash, so.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your car crash. I hope you're doing okay. Well, our process is straightforward and designed for your convenience. It starts with a brief 20-minute retainer agreement meeting where we discuss your case in detail and outline how we can help.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
That's great to hear. For the appointment, would you prefer an online meeting using Zoom or Google Meet, or would you like to visit us in person at one of our Florida offices?
On Google Meet, that'd be good.
All right. Okay. I'll plan for a Google Meet. Do you have a preferred time zone to ensure the timing works for you?
I'm in Eastern time.
One moment. Great. I've checked for available times. How about we schedule your Google Meet appointment for either 12:30 p.m. or 3 p.m. Eastern time? This works best for you.
12:30 is perfect.
One moment. Perfect. Your appointment for a Google Meet session is scheduled at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This brief meeting will guide you through the process and answer any questions you might have. I'm excited to support you with your case. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to our conversation. Have a wonderful day.
So what do I do? Do I just talk to them tomorrow, or can you prepare me for the call? Like, give me an understanding on what's happening.
Absolutely. During the call, it'll be all about understanding your situation and discussing the details of your case. The attorney or team member you'll meet will explain the next steps for proceeding with your personal injury claim. They'll also answer any questions you have about the process or our services. The meeting will be quite straightforward, so there's nothing to worry about. Just be ready to share details about your car accident, what happened, when, where, and any relevant information about your injuries or damages. They'll use this information to better assess your case and determine how best they can help you. It's a stress-free discussion, and they'll guide you through everything. Just make sure you join the Google Meet link on time for your appointment at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Are you just going to send me the Google Meet link, or how does that work?
Yes, you'll receive the Google Meet link for your appointment. It'll be sent to you ahead of time, either via email or another method you prefer. Make sure to check your inbox or follow up with us if you don't see it before the scheduled time.
Can you text it to me too?
Unfortunately, I can only ensure it is sent via email. The confirmed email for our communication is lawfirm@gmail.com. If you prefer it to be sent to a different email address or have it texted, please let us know and we can try to accommodate. Otherwise, you can always reach out if you need any help accessing the Google Meet link.
Yeah, that's cool. Sounds good. Well, enjoy the rest of your night. Bye. And just like that, the AI was essentially able to book a retainer meeting. So that's really simple. That's how you build out an AI caller. We're using our custom built templates, our custom automations, which allows us to simplicize and systematize all of our different automations, right? So obviously you can use that. You can use that as framework. And if you really want us to actually build it out for you or build it out for some of your clients, schedule a call below and we got you, right? Or if you just want our exact templates, join in our school community and you can steal everything that we possibly have in our school community, right? So either join in that or schedule a call below and we got you. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one.